Well, greetings, Mr. Kolazar's class. We're going to start into looking at how we can change matter from one form to another. And so to begin with, you've got, for section 3.3, we've got kind of two boxes. Our first box is going to be physical change. Now, a physical change is going to be our first way that matter can be altered or changed. And it's going to be a change in which the substance is going to keep the same composition. One of the ideas is going to be when the changes are made to the physical properties. I'd like you to include the idea of it's going to change the size, the shape, or the state of matter, which is a phase change, but the material remains the same. So we look at physical changes, the composition, the actual material we have stays the same. So we can either change the size or the shape, like if you crush a can, or you tear a piece of paper, or the state of matter. If we melt ice, ice is still water, or H2O, if it's a solid, a liquid, or a gas. So it's still water, it's just in a different state of matter. Now, if we were to take and cut a piece of wood, all of the chunks of the wood still the same material, they just have changed their size and their shape. So that would be an example of how we can change matter, physical change. The other block that we have is to change matter chemically. A chemical change in matter is going to be when we produce a new substance. So if a new substance is produced, then we have what is going to be known as a chemical change. A lot of times you'll hear like decompose or explode, rust, oxidize, tarnish, ferment, burn, rot, digest. There are hundreds of different terms out there of material turning into a new material, and these are going to be our chemical changes. If you see a new material produced, that is our sign of a chemical change. If we see a change in color or temperature, that would be a sign of a chemical change. Production of light would be a sign of chemical change. Formation of a gas or a new odor, so if it smells differently, not still smells, but differently. Or formation of a precipitate. And a precipitate we're going to see later on this year a lot, a solid material produced in solution. So when two things are mixed together, we actually would form kind of, if we had our beaker here, a solid would be formed at the bottom when the chemical reaction took place. So physical change, chemical change. Now to add to that, chemical changes, roasting marshmallows, new color, new material, smells different. Exploding fireworks, we've got heat, we got light. Rotting of food, new materials being produced, it smells different. If you bake a cake, the cake is different after it's baked than before. You can start to smell it as it finishes up. It smells different, tastes different, looks different, so we have different material. If we take water, we'll see later on this year, running electrical current through water, you can separate it out to hydrogen gas and oxygen gas, which can be used for combustion reactions later on. So all of these chemical changes. To include with physical changes going back, a change in the state of matter. So no change to the composition. An example is we go from a solid to a liquid to a gas, it could still be water. So we could see water as a solid, water as a gas, or water as a liquid. There are 6 terms that you need to write down and to know depending on if we're going from a solid to a liquid, liquid to a gas, or gas to a solid. So liquid to solid, if you're going from a liquid to a solid, freezing. Solid to a liquid, just the reverse melting. And the rest of these are all reverse pairs. Evaporation, liquid to a gas, gas to a liquid, condensation. And the two that are a little bit more unusual, sublimation, going from a solid to a gas, or gas to a solid. Dry ice is our best example here of sublimation, going from a solid to a gas. What I would like you to look at is to define an answer explaining if these are a physical or a chemical change, and explain why. We're going to go over these in class, so I want you to answer, and then we'll go over in class. Good luck.